Shut up.
Welcome to Survivor One World, a recap. That was the scene last week when we left our castaways. This week it didn't get any better for the women, and partly, and in large part, due to their own inside turmoil. Now here's the deal. We have this group of 5 women led by my girl Sabrina, whom I really like. I think she is just one solid lady. Reasonable, thoughtful, I like her. I just like her, okay? So anyhow, she, Street Leisha, Kit Kat, Kim, and Chelsea are the young girls, and they are together and against the 3 older women. And it's really sad that a woman in her 30s is considered older, but Christina, Monica, and Nina. Now, when they get back from tribal council, Christina tries to approach Street and make some kind of reconciliation with her, to which Street says, oh yeah, think nothing of it, and goes straight to confessional and talks about how if she saw her drowning, she wouldn't help her. Nice. Anyhow, she goes on to talk about Nina and calls her a bag of rocks, and then says she doesn't even know what that means. It's the term a bag of bones. That's what you're looking for, Street, but I'll help you out here. And I'm thinking to myself, better be a bag of bones or rocks in Street's world, to then have rocks rolling around in your brain like you and your good buddy Kit Kat. Street is so convinced that her final 5 is actually going to make it, but I'm seeing cracks in this alliance, and I think the rest of you are too. First of all, Sabrina's way too level-headed for the kind of catty young girl stuff that Kat and Street like to do. And Chelsea and Kim aren't digging it any better. They just find themselves so early in the game that they're not willing to split from them. But I'm betting any money, and please, please, please let this happen. Please let Kim, Chelsea, and Sabrina split off from Kit Kat and Street and go with Christina and Monica. So here's what happens. At the beginning of the show, oh my gosh, we've got Colton. Colton has done nothing. In 4 days, he's made 0 attempt to make a bond with any of the men on this island. The only thing Colton does is this. I mean, seriously, the guy sits around and does nothing, and then goes over to the women's side and wants to hang with them. And he says, I don't have anything in common with these guys except my appendage. Colton is a gay man who doesn't like men. Wrap your head around that one for a second. The only thing I can think of is that Tarzan's Speedo is as revolting to Colton as it is to me, and therefore he needs to get the heck out of Dodge and go visit the women. So he goes over and he hangs with the women, and they're trying to work, and he's working, but he's talking, and he's not really getting anything done, and he's not helping them. In fact, he's doing it wrong, and they're like, just go. So Sabrina makes a fake meeting to try to get rid of him, and he goes back to his camp, and a few minutes later comes back, and now he's crying because he wants to hang with the women. They're like, sorry, but you cannot live in our camp. You're on the guy's team. Now that he's been rejected by the women, all of a sudden Colton has the ability to talk to the men. So that night Tarzan is dancing around in his diaper, and Colton says, yeah, I might as well talk to these guys. And he whips out his immunity idol. All of a sudden, he goes from the guy who's going to be voted off first to the leader of the Misfit Alliance. And these guys, it's just so funny watching him go, ooh, he has the idol. Ooh. I'm not a big fan of cats. Reason 1, they get back from tribal council and Big Mike tells her, hey, I kept your fire going for you. And instead of saying, you know what, thanks, appreciate it, and maybe getting a little goodwill going between the guys and the girls, no, she gets all, well, I could have kept it going myself. Next day, Sabrina's like, okay, who's doing what task? And Kat says, well, I'm going to go get bananas. I'm going foraging for food. And Sabrina says to her, well, get the lay of the land, look around. I don't want to get the lay of the land. I just want to go get bananas. Oh, you moron. You might want to look around and see what else there is besides bananas, but okay, go for your bananas. Then they go swimming in the pond, her and, not the pond, the ocean, the thing. And anyhow, it's Street and Kat swimming in the ocean, sitting in the ocean because they're too lazy to swim, giggling about how they can do that because, you know, they're with the five and they're safe. Then, you know, we have the reward challenge, which of course the women lose. And then we go on to the immunity challenge. Now, this immunity challenge could have gone either way. It was not a guy's challenge. If these women would have thought it out, it would have been okay. But because Kat thinks that, you know, she's so much superior than the older women, she decides she's going to be the one that leads it off. And she bumbles it over and over and over and over. And then she jumps in the water twice when she didn't have to. And it's just, the whole thing is on Kat. Kat has screwed this thing up from the beginning. They lose the immunity challenge, not because Monica did it wrong, not because Nina did anything wrong, not because of Christina, no, solely because of Kat. But of course, because she's in an alliance of five, Kat the idiot isn't going home. Okay, idiot might be a strong word. Kat the... Never mind. Okay, so moving on. Just Kat and Street are so into their we're an alliance of five so we can do no wrong, we're untouchable, that I think they're really going to screw themselves over. I think that Sabrina, Monica, Christina, Chelsea, and Kim are intelligent women who don't like looking like idiots. And I think that they're going to get over the whole young girl thing real fast. I don't think intelligent women like to look stupid and weak, and I think that they're going to start talking, and like minds will join up together rather than like ages. That's just my opinion. Now, so they lose. And they go to tribal council, and this is after Nina has spent all day talking sense to people, and you hear Chelsea and Kim say, you know what, she's making perfect sense, and I agree with her, but they just don't feel like they can break from Street and Kat at this point, because those two girls are a little on the vengeful side. You can just tell that you don't really want to mess with them too much, because they'll make life kind of miserable. So, Nina gets voted off the island, and then there's promos for next week. So apparently there's going to be a big storm. The girls go over and ask for help with the fire. And Colton, if this really happens, Colton, I'm just going to have to go off on you a little bit. You got an idol from the girls, and now you won't even let them have a little fire because you don't believe in handouts? Seriously, Colton? That's a little hypocrisy there, but okay, we won't go into that. Women, get your crap together. Christina, Monica, join up with Sabrina, Chelsea, and Kim, and kick some butt. You can win some challenges. You just got to stop listening to those two nitwits. Now, over on the guys' side, we've got the band of misfits, Leaf, Troy, Tarzan. Please, somebody get rid of that Speedo. Can't think of his name, and King Colton. And then there's the four strong guys. Matt got a really great edit this week because they didn't really show him speaking. So he didn't look bad this week. And Big Mike, I don't think Big Mike is as bad of a guy as he came off when he stole all the women's stuff. But the guys they're working, they're doing it. And the women have got to get rid of these two nitwits in order to make it work. All right, Survivor, one world. Not a good world for the women. Come on, women, pull it together!